Hey everyone, it's Justin. Thank you for watching and welcome to my house. It's time for another comment desk. That's comment desk number 4. I can't believe we're up to 4 of these already. It's been about 2 weeks since I made the last one. So I'm going to scroll on the bottom here and we'll start with our first one here. This one actually came in like the day that I recorded the last video, but let's take a look. Hi Justin, ServiceNow for Microsoft Teams plugin is not showing in my instance and I'm unable to see this module. Please help me about this. These plugins are for free or paid. I believe that's a question mark. And the answer is they are paid. These are paid plugins. You probably are not going to see these in your development instance. I'm going to go to my development instance and let's go to the store applications or system apps, and then we'll go we'll go take our application manager. And Microsoft Teams are stuff that require a license, right? So usually in your developer instance, these are not going to be available. I'll just search here. So we've got, I'm wrong. So this is, let's just do Microsoft Teams. Get rid of some of the ServiceNow stuff here. All right. So I've got installed Microsoft Teams Spoke for ServiceNow Integration Hub. And there's conversational integration with Microsoft Teams Chat Connector, and some integration with Security Incident Response, PPM, Field Service Management, and Universal Requests. So I was wrong. This is my PDI, and I can see all these apps, and I'm pretty sure that I could install them if I wanted to. I didn't think I could, but yeah, I've got the install button. So the answer there for you is that, and actually let me check one other thing here real quick. Let's go to, what is this called? Conversational integration with Microsoft Teams. I'm just going to go to some crawl history here, and let's see if I have Microsoft Teams in the application name. Yeah, conversational integration with Microsoft Teams, and allowable on developer instance. All right, so I've got some new details that I'm tracking on apps, so now I can confirm that this is available on a developer instance. It's checked, it's read-only, but that value is true for available on a developer instance. In fact, let's see, conversational, true. Okay, but look at this. So for these ones, it is not available on a developer instance. So Microsoft extensions for Microsoft Teams, or meeting extensions for Microsoft Teams Communication Spoke, Microsoft Teams Graph Spoke, and Notify Connector for Microsoft Teams. These are not allowed on developer instances. So that should answer your question right there. If this is your production instance, I don't know what to tell you. Open a high ticket, open a ticket with support or your ServiceNow representative. YouTube channel is not a great place for troubleshooting, so but hopefully that answers your questions on where some of these are available. Hopefully you found that video helpful, and you're able to open a support ticket if you need to. But just remember, not everything is available on your PDI or your personal developer instance. Okay, next question is from a user, why did it show 6 impacted services when you only added 2 ? After the refresh? Okay, this is the major incident workbench. So I don't even remember this. I made so long ago. Let's pop this out and feel the audio there and see what I did there. Impacted services. There it is. There's a screenshot. I added rewards processing and something else. I wonder if I can get to that where I did that in the video. I wasn't wearing a hat back then. Okay, so I added rewards processing. And then I bet you when I refreshed, let's see, I added AWS resource name and something else, and then there was 3, and then when I refreshed there was 6. Okay, so that's interesting. I bet you what happened is there's a relationship between services, and not knowing what I did back then, and I didn't click the view all button, so I can't actually see. Let's see if I can look in the screenshot of what I added there. Okay, so I added AWS resource name endpoint and MS SQL server endpoint. Okay, so this is interesting. I was adding endpoints or configuration items as impacted services, so I bet these rolled up to something else and added more. All right, we'll go back to the workbench. Let's see if that CI disappears. So I got impacted services. they're listed there. The CI is gone, so I'm going to manage the impacted services. I'm going to delete them all again. Hit delete, and then refresh my Workbench. Okay, took us a minute, but we finally got there. 0 impacted services. I'm going to hit refresh. Nothing shows up there, so that's expected. Let's add that Exchange server back. I don't even remember which one it was. Let's just search for Exchange. Let's do this. I think it was 5. Is that right? Add selected, and now I'll refresh the services. Can I save? And we just hit refresh there. There's no save button, so that's interesting. Learning something there. I do have my affected CI. It's not populating my impacted services yet, so that's interesting. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. Delete it from there. Perfect. And make sure it goes away. One affected CI should be now blank. Yep, there's nothing there. Okay. And now it shows me as removing it earlier. So let's go ahead and back to the incident and add that CI back. It was Exchange SDO5. I'm going to hit save. Should show in the work notes that I can't see. Let's get out of this view, default view. That took me a second to get there. Hopefully this was helpful for you all to see me troubleshoot. Okay, yeah, we got the server back, and then let's go back to the view Workbench and confirm we still don't have, I have affected CIs as 1, and look at that, my impacted services automatically refreshed to 6. It shows the 6. So that, I believe, is the reason, the answer to your question on that video of why that actually happened. And what's interesting is on that video, there's an IP address in the background there, IP 172.30.3.101. That looks like it wasn't an Exchange server in this video, but it was something else. So I think that's the answer to your question. And we'll go on to the next question. All right, so next up from Durbanite3997 asks, hi, once again, thanks for another great video. Thank you for watching. It is very, very helpful. Quick question, Justin, please. Do you know how I can get the issue key Jira ticket number from Jira and update the incident that is linked to that issue with using the Jira Spoke? Kindly please advise. You know, in the last video I got a couple of these, and I think the important thing to remember is the Jira, the key, the issue key, is going to come when you link those two incidents, or the incident and the record. So if I'm creating a Jira, issue, I'm going to get the issue key back. All right, there we go. That's what I was looking for. So we'll scroll down to, hopefully we have Jira, but nothing is in order. What the heck is going on? There's Jira. All right, create issue. Okay, so let's go back to your question since it's been so freaking long. Once again, thanks for another great video. Do you know how I can get the issue key, Jira ticket number from Jira and update the incident that is linked to that issue with using Jira Spoke? All right, so the basic flow for what you're trying to do is you're going to create the issue and you're going to pick the project that it goes in and everything. And once you do, it is going to pass back, I don't know if you can see it behind my head here, let me move my head out of the way. It is going to pass back a key when you create that issue, okay? So what you want to do is before you end your flow, you want to, let's say it was an incident that updated, not success factors, I just saw I chose the wrong action there. Let's cancel that. Add action, and then let's do ServiceNow core, update record, and let's just do the incident table. This is triggered off the service catalog. Let's change the trigger here to record created, and we'll say an incident was created. And that way I have the incident record accessible to me. Okay, so an incident was created, so I created an issue, we populated all the fields, and when I do that, it's going to pass back the key, which you see there. If I go to the issue, I have the key. So you want to update the incident that created this flow, right? And we're going to add that key to a field called correlation ID. This is best practice where you should store, not using a script, you should store that key that you get back when you create the issue. So we'll store the key there. And then another best practice is to change the display so if someone's looking at that record in the database and they see this key, they would know this is for Jira. So I have a labeled display of Jira and then the key there itself. And then if something else happens to that incident, I have the key referenced in the correlation ID on the incident record. So that's how you create the mapping back and forth. On the Jira side, you probably want to store the incident number somewhere, so that way if something happens, you can look up the incident over here. So when you're doing things by using the ServiceNow Spoke that's provided, which is that video he's asking about was the ServiceNow Jira Spoke, you've got to think through all the logic of storing keys, storing foreign keys, and how to look up values and that back and forth. When I show integrations based on pre-built integrations, you don't have to worry about that most of the time. So I know that I can't give you a complete answer, Durbinite 3997, but that's the general answer, is that when you create the issue, you're going to need to store that key somewhere so you have a reference to it and can get back to it. So I hope that was helpful. Next up is from Jay Treza. Always fun to watch you guys. Love seeing David join you. Thanks, Jim. We appreciate that. Another comment on the same video. This is the Otterly Owlsome podcast with number 37. Another user commented, "I don't judge anyone on what brings them joy," quotes, "loved this, haha." That was actually Allison saying that in the podcast, where I think David said something about decorating for Christmas before Thanksgiving or right after Thanksgiving, and she was like, "I don't judge anybody on what brings them joy." It was really great. It was a really good quote. Don't want to steal anything from Allison, so thank you, Jim Treza and user, for the lovely comments. Next up in the list of comments, great series of videos, Justin from Kenneth Stephanie 692. This was in relation to the new dashboard experience in ServiceNow's platform experience, or platform analytics workspace. If you haven't already, go check out platform analytics workspace. That is like, if you go to a workspace now and you see like the landing pages, most of those are platform analytics dashboards. And in my case, mine is. So if I go to my dev instance and I go to Justin's house workspace, the landing page that I land on is actually a dashboard I built in Platform Analytics Workspace. So that's why I think you should check them out. And this is the landing page. So I've got some KPIs around content and releases and my SSH show that I do. So this is what I'm talking about, and that's why hopefully that person found the video series successful. So thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving a comment. Next up on my video, send any ServiceNow task to Azure DevOps. User MWLE8QQ commented, "Boss asked if I was an expert on ServiceNow. I said, give me a minute. Thanks for the video." You're welcome, I guess. I hope that was helpful and it made you look good for the boss. And maybe there's other videos related to Azure DevOps that can make you look good for the boss. But yeah, if you're an admin, if you're a IT person, ServiceNow is not so far out there that you can't catch on quickly to the concepts and ideas. So I'm glad that you found my video helpful, and thanks for leaving me a comment. Next up, okay, this is back from the same user as below on the KPIs and KPI signals in Platform Analytics Workspace. Another great video, Justin. So again, Kenneth Stephanie 692, thank you so much for watching and for leaving a comment. Next up, we've got Hala Grant. Hello, Justin. Thanks a lot for your explanation about external links and top menus topics. This is on my Comment Desk 001 video. I've actually made a video about external links in the top menu since I recorded that comment video, because I was like, oh, I could make an own video out of this. But Hala Grant asks, I want to ask how I can populate this link dynamically. In other words, I want to open an external link that have the instance ID populated on it. I tried to create a script, but that didn't work. Any idea? Having the external link and the instance ID, those are like weird things to put together for me, because if it's an external link, there shouldn't be an instance ID. Unless you're trying to go to another instance, like a subprod or development instance. So the other thing you mentioned is dynamically. You say dynamically here. a lot of times if we're referencing and it's not external, we're referencing something in the same instance, you can use what's called a relative URL. And a relative URL is where you don't provide the domain part of the address. So you're just providing everything after the .com. So it's relative to that domain URL when you're in that instance. But the way you phrased your question about an external link with an instance ID, that was weird. So not quite understanding your use case. Maybe those comments were helpful. I don't know. If you want, if you tell me exactly what you're trying to do, I might be able to record something. But yeah, it's hard to tell from the way you described it there about how to do it dynamically. So fess up, give me your whole use case, and maybe we'll have a chance at actually answering that question. So, but thank you for watching, especially a comment video, and thank you for leaving a comment on the comment video. Next up is from alimcheck8431. Hi Justin, which URL do we need to write in the URL part? Can you explain here, please? Oh goodness, this is on my ServiceNow San Diego RPA Studio introduction video. Which URL do we need to write in the URL part? Can you explain here, please? So let's go just pop that video open. I have a feeling it's the instance URL. Oh man, that's when I used to talk to the camera a lot. Let's see if we can pan. That's the, well, that's me installing it and doing some stuff there. Okay. Oh, wait, that might be URL. Okay, the URL right there. We can see it in the video as I'm typing San Diego instance. And I blurred it out. So the URL is the URL of your instance. That is the, if that's the screen you're asking about. And the reason I blurred it out is because I didn't want to put my instance ID all over the interwebs or on YouTube, so I blurred out my instance ID, which I do a lot in my videos. Yeah, I don't know, it's been a while, it's over a year ago I made that video, so yeah, it's the instance URL, that's what you want. So yeah, if you don't know what that is, just search the internet for a ServiceNow instance URL and you should find what you need. I'll leave you a comment too, I'll reply to that. But thank you for watching, thanks for leaving a comment. Next up on how to browse an application in ServiceNow using Configuration Hub. Ashley Snyder 5336 replied, "This is a really helpful video for what Configuration Hub is and how you can use it." Thanks, Ashley. Thanks for leaving a comment. I appreciate that. I really liked where this Configuration Hub app is headed, and I'm excited to see about how it evolves. If you haven't checked it out already, go check out that video. If you are troubleshooting or maintaining apps in ServiceNow, Configuration Hub is a good place to go see everything, all of the configurable things about your application in one place. So yeah, really helpful there. Thank you for watching. Next up, this is on my application scope and update set at a glance. I'm smiling because it's MGOPW. She left me a comment, awesome video, thanks for showing the step-by-step process of creating the system property. Hey, I'm glad this came up and bubbled up on your radar and that you saw that I covered this. It's because of your post that I figured out how to configure this, because in the documentation it didn't show what the system property was, and so since I crawled the release notes, I was aware that there was a system property, but it didn't say what it was. And Brad Tilton replied to somebody on the community, and that led me to your blog post, and your blog post had what I needed there. So thank you for an awesome blog post that helped me make an awesome video where you felt that it was awesome. So thank you for watching. Thanks for taking the time to leave a comment. Next up on my video for ServiceNow indoor mapping, Artemisinin648 replied, "Thank you a lot." And no, thank you a lot, Artemisinin6948. Thank you for watching. Thanks for taking the time to leave a comment. Next comment is on Otterly Owlsome podcast number 37. And if you look right there, yeah, my head's not in the way. This is David Shake that was on our podcast, and it looks like he left us a comment there saying, "So much fun." I just realized my head was in front of some of these comments. So thank you, David, for watching. Thank you for being a guest, and we really appreciate it. Next comment is on my video, Digital Integrations and Application Portfolio Management. Oh, goodness. Thank you, Justin, for highlighting the digital integration management application. Every single ServiceNow customer should consider it to document their integrations with the ServiceNow platform and beyond. I agree. I think it's a great place to do that. If you in this audience could choose 5 enhancements or critical missing features, which ones would you list? that is a great question. I'm going to leave that to the YouTube audience. I found what was there was sufficient for my high-level understanding of it. I'm not, maintaining. Actually, I am maintaining integrations in my PDI. I guess I could go in and do that. But right now, I don't have any 5 suggestions or enhancements. Maybe somebody else does. So 1, I thank you for watching the video. 2, thank you for leaving a comment. And 3, thanks for inviting the rest of everyone who might see that to answer about enhancements or critical missing features. So appreciate it. Next up on my video, calculated versus function field in ServiceNow, Kakurazi, C-A-C-U-R-A-Z-I, gives a too long don't read summary of my video. Function field runs/calculates on runtime in the browser, it's just for display purposes, and calculated field stores calculates in the database. This means that you can use it for other things. That is exactly correct. This is exactly right, and I made the video kind of as a visual for how that plays out, so hopefully the video was helpful. If not, someone can read this comment and find the too long don't read answer for that. So thank you for watching, and thanks for leaving a comment. Next up on the list of comments is going to be send any ServiceNow task to Azure DevOps. That was the video, I'm sorry. And the question or the comment from Raptor X13 is, may I know the assignment group of the incident is carried over to the assignment group in the story in the triage board? Is there a business rule running on the story form? By the way, really great content, definitely a lifesaver. Hey, thank you, Raptor. I'm glad that was helpful. I make these videos, so hopefully they save people some time and maybe connect some dots between ideas. And the assignment group of the incident is carried over to the assignment group in the story when you add them to your triage board. I don't know how that's happening, if it's automatic. There may be a business rule. I'm guessing the reason you're asking is because maybe you want to change that assignment group. If that's the case, you can do that. I'm just not sure. The triage board itself, I'm not sure about the inner mechanisms of it. It's one of those kind of closed door apps. It brings you into this whole separate UI page, and the underlying components of it aren't really visible. So it could be a business rule. It could be a script, right? That someone's like a script include that someone's calling, that when you add it to the triage board, it goes and creates a story and does that. I just don't know the answer. Yeah, would love to hear more about your use case if you're wanting to change that assignment group or do something different, because I got some ideas about how you could override it or change it if you wanted to. But thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to leave a comment, and I'm glad you appreciated the video. Next comment is on my video, ServiceNow DevOps Change Policies. This is from AM1755. Hello, Justin. Need some inputs from you. We have connected ADO tool with Pat Custom Access by checking all the checkboxes. The tool is connected with ServiceNow, but unable to retrieve plans, projects, pipeline, and repository associated with that project in Azure DevOps. No error logs popped up in error log table, and also DevOps import request is in a requested state. Unfortunately, AM1755, I can't troubleshoot your instance from a comment on a YouTube video. I'm not trying to be glib or short. It's just there's so many factors and so many variables when you're doing these integrations that I provide like high level on the videos of how it's supposed to work. Your mileage is almost always going to vary when you go to do this yourself. Could be permissions issues on the credentials you're using. It could be connection issues between your instance and that Azure DevOps instance. And there's just so many possibilities. I don't know the answer to your question. So there's definitely the ServiceNow community. I would recommend going there, posting anything that you're seeing that's weird, not behaving. There's high support. High support is ServiceNow support. You can open a ticket. If you're a paying customer, you can open a ticket and get help, and they'll kind of try to guide you along the right path. And then, yeah, those are your avenues for troubleshooting. Oh, professional services. I work for a company that does professional services, and that's how I make my living. And so we come in and help people do things like implement Azure DevOps or ServiceNow DevOps with Azure DevOps. So I appreciate you watching the video. I appreciate you taking the time to ask me a question. I just don't have an answer for your question. You need some help in troubleshooting, and I just can't really do that with a couple of lines here. So Thanks for being a fan. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I can help better next time in a future video. Next up, the ServiceNow Innovation Lab Configurable Page video I did. Harvijanesh K asked, can you please put a video how to configure this app? I thought that's what that video was, was how to configure it. I will go back into, I'll put this in my backlog of how to configure the ServiceNow Innovation Lab Configurable Page. Let's just, I'm actually curious if it's graduated from the Innovation Lab. Let's go to my store applications list here. I guess I could go to the ServiceNow store, but I'd rather show off my application of all the store applications. So let's look for application name contains configurable, I think is the name of that one. Configurable, there it is, Configurable Page. And they're on version 1.1.0. Let's open it up in the store, and we should see whether this is still an Innovation Lab app or not. It is still an Innovation Lab, so we got our answer there. Not supported by ServiceNow, do not carry any warranties. Usually there's a blurb here about not working in production, but I don't see that on this one. There is, and I was hoping this would be here, supporting links and docs on this page. I think I remember having to open up this PDF and see something for that app. It's downloading, so let's open that up when it downloads. Why do we want to make it? Value proposition, where can I get the app? Populate the widget marketplace. Okay, so this is going to give you some configuration, enable configuration for a page. Yeah, so you want to go look at this PDF and follow the instructions on how to configure it and how to use it, all right? So it actually goes through some of the stuff in the video of how to use it, but lots of good instructions here. So hopefully that answers your question, because I thought there was something here, and I bet you when this graduates from Innovation Lab, it'll probably be in the documentation site and not here in a PDF, but there you go. There's your answer to your question. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving a comment. Next up on my video, how to update the change form in the CAB Workbench, NetPap1621 asked or left a comment. Thanks for testing this. CAB Workbench seemed to me always so inflexible. This is not 100% the case. Yes, it is one of those that appear inflexible and kind of like the triage board I was just talking about a couple comments ago. So yes, I'm glad. I didn't know I could do that, and I'm glad you found that helpful. I was actually from a user question, so. All right, we got our last comment here. This is on today's video, alignable, dismissible, and stackable banner notifications. This is from Lavina5903. Loving these Vancouver highlights with a heart emoji or a heart smiley emoji. Thank you, Lavina5903, for watching, for leaving a comment. I love making the videos as well as you seem to like seeing them. That one was fun, the stackable banners. If you're not familiar already, I actually do playlists for each of my releases. So I'm going to go out to my YouTube channel. If you haven't been out here before, it kind of showcases everything on my channel. Usually the first thing that's showing is one of my runs. One of my favorite things to make are my running videos. Even though nobody watches them, I like making them. But you can see here, I've got a playlist for ServiceNow Vancouver, linked from that main page. So if you scroll through here, you can see all of my Vancouver videos. Well, maybe not all of them, because that wasn't all of them. That's interesting. There's more than that. I don't want to play them all. Let's see if we can click on it. There we go. So if I click on that, you can see all the ServiceNow Vancouver videos. We're up to about, it says 16 right now, 16 videos. I'm making more as soon as I learn and find stuff. The most recent one here at the bottom, alignable, dismissible, and stackable, and the most oldest one from 4 months ago was when I figured out my visual and music details for these. So I have one there for Vancouver, there's one for Utah, Tokyo, and San Diego. San Diego is when I started making those. So definitely check out those playlists from a YouTube channel. Let's just click here to playlist since this is about over. Yeah, there's Vancouver. There's tattoo videos if you want to see those. The podcast. And then I must have another page. Let's see. Let's go to the next page. Garden Shorts, Comment Desk, so that's a playlist if you want to go through all my comments. And then there's ServiceNow Tokyo, Service Duck, that's a great podcast if you haven't watched that already. Russ and oh gosh, is it Michael? Russ and I forgot the other guy's name. Oh my god. I have to cut this out. But ServiceNow San Diego, there's the other one I was looking for. 46 videos for ServiceNow San Diego. Okay, now I gotta make up. I can't believe I forgot Russ's companions guys' names because they say it at the end and beginning of every episode. James. Sorry, James, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I will remember your name next time. That won't happen again. But anyways, so that's Comment Desk number 004. Thank you everyone who watches, who takes the time to leave a comment. I appreciate it. I'm going to go respond to each one of these individually after I upload the video, so you can go read my comment and watch the video, and then this will release on probably Thursday, December 14th, 2023. I'll go ahead and let this Comment Desk video post as part of my regular daily releases of ServiceNow stuff. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share it with somebody who you think might be interested in random comment replies from a ServiceNow guy, among other things. And until next time, don't forget to always be learning.